Good morning, children. We started with the second chapter, Biological Classification, in which we have completed Kingdom Monera. Today we will start with Kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista includes single-cell eukaryotes. Single-cell eukaryotes. Single cell means made up of only one cell, and eukaryotes have well-defined nucleus. ओके, वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस का मतलब क्या होता है कि न्यूक्लियस के सराउंडिंग में न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता है, विच यू हैव ऑलरेडी लर्नड इन लोअर क्लासेस, आई सपोज. So this kingdom was first proposed by Ernest Haeckel in the year 1866, and Kingdom Protista is the connecting link between the Kingdom Monera and the complex multicellular kingdoms like fungi, plantae, and animalia. Kingdom Protista includes chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. And the general features of the Kingdom Protista are: number one, it includes all unicellular and colonial eukaryotes. Unicellular, as I said just now, means made up of only one cell. And colonial eukaryotes means they produce colonies, or they live in colonies, or they live in group. Okay. The second feature is most of them are aquatic, forming plankton. Okay, so they live in water. As they are aquatic, they are found in water. Okay, and their mode of nutrition may be photosynthetic. Okay, photosynthetic means with the help of sunlight they prepare their own food. Then saprobic means saprotrophic, means they feed on dead and decaying matter. Parasitic means they live in other living host. And or holozoic means they ingest the food, they digest the food, assimilate the food, and finally they ingest the waste material out of their body. Okay. Then another feature is flagella is, if present, are 11 stranded, means there are 11 strands of flagella, and the arrangement is 9+2 of microtubules. See, when you study, you will be studying the structure of flagella in one of the chapter of the syllabus. So you will find that in that you will learn that flagella is made up of microtubules, and microtubules are arranged in 9+2 arrangement. Means on the peripheral side 9 microtubules are there, and in the center 2 microtubules are there, which forms the 11 strands. Okay, so flagella is present in the protista, in the organisms protistans. Okay, and the flagella is 11 stranded with 9+2 arrangement of microtubules, and microtubules in turn are formed of tubulin. Okay, then another feature is genetic material consists of 2 or more DNA molecules. 2 or more DNA molecules are present in the genetic material of protista, right? Then locomotion may also occur by pseudopodia, cilia, or flagella, as I told you. Most of the protists are aerobic. Aerobic means they can survive only in presence of oxygen, whereas some of the protists that live at the bottom of the aquatic habitats can respire anaerobically also. Protists reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. So these are the general features of the organisms belonging to Kingdom Protista. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now, as I told you that Kingdom Protista includes different categories like chrysophytes, then dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans. We will start with the first category, that is chrysophytes. Chrysophytes include diatoms and golden algae, which are also called desmides. Let us start with the diatoms first. This group, as I told you, includes diatoms and golden algae. They are found in aquatic and moist terrestrial habitats and are also known as the chief producers in the oceans. Then in diatoms, cell wall form two thin overlapping cells which fit together as in soap box. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है, डायएटम का जो सेल वॉल है वो ऐसा होता है सोप बॉक्स की तरह, ओके, which is thin and they overlap each other like the soap box. So as this body of the body wall of the diatoms is made up of cellulose, and in between there are the silica crystals present. This makes the cell indestructible, and the cell wall has, as I told you, has two overlapping halves like a soap box. The upper half is known as epitheca and the lower half is called the hypotheca. Then diatoms, they pile up at the bottom of the water reservoirs and form big hips called the diatomaceous earth. This extends for 100 meters and is used for different purposes like polishing, filtration of oil and syrups, and they are the chief producers in oceans. Let us study about the economic importance of diatoms. Diatoms are very important photosynthesizers, means they undergo photosynthesis and they produce the food. Okay. Then second is diatomite deposits are often accompanied by petroleum fields. Third one is they are used as a cleaning agent in टूथपेस्ट. टूथपेस्ट में वो क्लीनिंग एजेंट्स की तरह यूज़ होते हैं. And metal polishes and are used in filtration of oil and syrups. They are also used to enhance the night visibility. Diatoms are used as insulation material in refrigerators, boilers and furnaces. These are also used to make soundproof rooms. So I hope this is also clear, the economic importance of diatoms. Let us now move to the next point, that is golden algae. Golden algae, also known as desmides. So golden algae are unicellular green algae. Okay, they are unicellular, made up of single cell and green algae. Green means they contain the chlorophyll pigment. Their cell wall have the distinct halves, as you have learned in diatoms. Then sexual reproduction occurs by conjugation. Okay, now conjugation means there will be the two organisms will come closer to each other. Okay, and then there will be देर विल बी एक्सचेंज ऑफ द जेनेटिक मटेरियल. एक्सचेंज तो नहीं कहेंगे बट कहेंगे कि एक सेल में से दूसरे सेल में जेनेटिक मटेरियल जाएगा and then there will be fusion of the genetic material, so that is conjugation. Then they are usually found in fresh water and they act as the indicators of the polluted water. Let us move to the next category, that is dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are basically unicellular. Again, unicellular means made up of single cell. Motile means they can move from one place to another place. Then biflagellate. Bi means two. Flagellate means they have flagella. So these organisms, dinoflagellates, have two flagella and they are photosynthetic protists. Photosynthetic means they can undergo photosynthesis and can prepare their own food in presence of sunlight. Okay. Then they appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending on the main pigments present in their cell. The cell wall in dinoflagellates, if present, is composed of number of plates made up of cellulose. Some dinoflagellates like goniolax and gymnodinium grow in large number in sea and make the water look red and form red tides. Toxins released by such large number may even kill other aquatic animals. Dinoflagellates reproduce asexually. Asexual reproduction is observed in dinoflagellates through cell division or by the formation of zoospores. Then reserve food is stored in the form of starch and oils. Food is stored in dinoflagellates in the form of starch and oils. Now moving to the next slide, that is about euglenoids. Euglenoids live in fresh aquatic habitats and damp soil. They occur mostly in stagnant water. Stagnant water means the water which is not flowing from one place to another place. The characteristic features of euglenoids are they are unicellular flagellates. Unicellular again means made up of one cell. Flagellates means they possess flagella. Which possess pellicle instead of cell wall, which make their body flexible. Okay, so body is covered with a thin protein rich layer. The layer is called the pellicle, okay, which has the protein, and because of presence of this protein rich layer, the body becomes flexible. It lacks cellulosic cell wall. They do not have cellulose in their cell wall. They have proteins. Okay. Then the another feature is they have two flagella. One flagella is short and the other flagella is long. Third feature, euglenoids are autotrophic. That is, they can prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight. And if deprived of sunlight, means if sunlight is not there, then they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other small organisms. ठीक है, तो जब सनलाइट होगी तो वो फोटोसिंथेसिस करके खुद का खाना खुद बनाएंगे, इसलिए उनको ऑटोट्रॉफ कहते हैं. और जब सनलाइट नहीं है उस टाइम पर वो कैसे बिहेव करेंगे, लाइक हेट्रोट्रॉफ्स, means they do not prepare their own food. Instead, they eat smaller organisms. Okay, so this mode of nutrition is called mixotrophic. इसको क्या कहेंगे? मिक्सो, MIXO, ट्रॉफिक, जहाँ पर ऑटोट्रॉफिक भी होते हैं और हेट्रोट्रॉफिक भी होंगे. Okay. Examples of euglenoids is Euglena paranema. In our next slide, we will be seeing that the euglenoid, they undergo binary fission. Okay, asexual mode of reproduction is binary fission. In our next slide, we will be observing that. Now, as I told you that euglenoids are autotrophic, or they undergo photosynthesis. They can undergo photosynthesis because of the presence of chlorophyll pigment. Right, so the photosynthetic pigments which are present in the euglenoids are chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Right, so another characteristic feature of euglenoids is euglenoids reproduce by longitudinal binary fission. And example, as you have seen, is Euglena. Euglena is considered as plant as well as animal, and it is called as plant animal. Why? Because it possesses features of both plants and animals. Like plant features are chloroplast and chlorophyll are present, and animal features are presence of pellicle, which is not made up of cellulose. It also has the contractile vacuole, and it undergoes longitudinal binary fission. Sexual reproduction is very rarely seen in euglenoids. Let me show you the longitudinal binary fission in Euglena. Can you see it? In the longitudinal way, that is this way, the Euglena is being divided. Okay, so that is what longitudinal binary fission which is being observed in Euglena. I hope this is clear. Now moving to the next category, that is slime mold. Slime molds are saprophytic protist. Saprophytic means it is the organism which cannot prepare their own food, and it feed on dead and decaying matter. Okay, then dead and decaying matter can be twigs and the leaves. Twigs means the small branches of the trees without the leaves. Okay, then under favorable condition they form an aggregation which is called the plasmodium. Okay, aggregation means group में रहेंगे, right? So during unfavorable conditions, plasmodium will differentiate and will form the fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. Okay, during favorable conditions, plasmodium can spread over several feet. Then, so that was the second feature. Third feature is the cell wall of spores have the cellulose. Okay, slime molds are beneficial as they cause the decomposition of organic matter in the soil. Examples of slime molds are Physarum fuligo. Moving to the last category, that is protozoans. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. Predators means they eat the other organisms, other small organisms, or parasites. Parasites means they live in the body of other living organisms, right? Then second category or second characteristic is they are considered as primitive relatives of animals. Respiration occurs through the general surface of the body. Asexual reproduction occurs by binary fission, multiple fission, or budding. And sexual reproduction by fertilization or by conjugation. And further, there are four major groups of protozoans, that is amoeboid protozoans, Then flagellated protozoans, ciliated protozoans and sporozoans. We will study this 4 types of protozoans one by one. Amoeboid protozoans are found in fresh water, sea water or moist soil. Some of ant amoeba are parasites. Okay, examples are amoeba, ant amoeba, Paleomyxa, etc. Some features of this are they move and capture their prey by putting out pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, you have already studied that they are the false feet which are found in amoeba. Okay, so with the help of pseudopodia, that is false feet, the organisms move and they capture their prey. Then nutrition is holozoic. In amoeboid protozoans, nutrition is holozoic. Holozoic मैंने जैसे आगे बताया, पहले फूड इंजेस्ट करेंगे, मीन्स फूड का इनटेक होगा, उसके बाद फूड का डाइजेशन होगा, डाइजेशन होने के बाद एसिमिलेट होगा, मीन्स सारी बॉडी डिफरेंट बॉडी पार्ट्स को दिया जाएगा एंड फाइनली इजेशन होगा, जहाँ पे वेस्ट मटेरियल जो है वो बॉडी के बाहर निकाला जाता है. ओके, then another characteristic or feature of this type is asexual reproduction occurs by binary fission. जो तुम लोग 10th में ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हो कि अमीबा में बाइनरी फिशन होता है. अमीबा जो डिवाइड होता है वो कैसे होता है? बाइनरी फिशन से. एक ऑर्गेनिज्म डिवाइड होके 2 नए ऑर्गेनिज्म बनाएगा. Then multiple fission also you have studied, spore formation, budding. This all processes you have studied in 10th class, so I am not explaining it in detail. And sexual reproduction occurs by syngamy, means by the fusion of the protoplast. Protoplast क्या है? The living part of the cell. The second type of protozoa are flagellated protozoans. The members of this group are either free living, means उनको किसी और living organism की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So they are free living or parasitic. Parasitic means they require another living host, only then they can survive. Example are Trypanosoma, Leishmania, Trichomonas, etc. Moving to the general features of this category are they may be aquatic, means they may be found in water, free living as I told you, parasitic. Then nutrition is holozoic. अभी मैंने समझाया amoeboid protozoans में holozoic nutrition क्या होता है. Okay, then saprobic means they are saprotrophic, they feed on dead and decaying matter, and parasitic. Okay, that is they harass the metabolism of the host organism in which they live and they take the nutrition from the host organism. Asexual reproduction is by binary fission, and various species of these protozoans cause diseases in humans, like Trypanosoma causes sleeping sickness, Leishmania causes Kala Azar, Trypanomonas causes leukorrhea. Okay. The third type of protozoans are the ciliated protozoans. A large number of cilia are present on whole body surface. Cilia are used to capture food and for locomotion. Then asexual reproduction occurs by transverse binary fission or by budding. Let me show you the slide which shows the transverse binary fission in Paramecium. Paramecium is example of ciliated protozoan. So you can see transverse binary fission occurs. Euglena में longitudinal binary fission होता है, यहाँ पर transverse. ठीक है, ट्रांसवर्स में क्या बॉडी ऐसे डिवाइड होगा. यूग्लेना में हमने देखा था बॉडी ऐसे डिवाइड होता है. ओके, so I hope you have understood the difference between the transverse binary fission and the longitudinal binary fission. So asexual reproduction in ciliated protozoans occurs by transverse binary fission or by budding, And sexual reproduction occurs by conjugation. Conjugation earlier in this video only I have explained you. Moving to the last type of protozoan, that is sporozoon. This group includes organisms that have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. All sporozoans are endoparasite and pathogenic. एंडो का मतलब क्या? इनसाइड, ठीक है. और पैरासाइट का मतलब क्या है? जो दूसरे लिविंग होस्ट पे रहते हैं. तो इसका मतलब एंडोपैरासाइट का मीनिंग है the organisms which lives inside the host organism, and pathogenic means they are capable of causing the disease. Life cycle of this organism may include two different hosts. Okay, that means they may complete their life cycle by living in two different host organisms. Example, plasmodium, it requires two hosts. First host is the female Anopheles mosquito and the second host is human body. So plasmodium can complete its life cycle with the help of two host organisms. Okay, the first one is female Anopheles mosquito and the second one is a human being. Once again, see the longitudinal binary fission in Euglena. And this is the transverse binary fission. So, my dear children, with this we have completed the second kingdom, that is kingdom Protista. In our next video, we will be learning about kingdom fungi. I hope this is clear to everyone. Thank you.